She broke my down in front of the police station. Oh, she broke me down to my brake pads. Oh, look at my rear view. Officers, where's the justice?
Low key, I still remember watching this movie for the first time in theaters with my daddy, who oddly enough was like another version of Darnell. Child, even down to the Pathfinder. Just a mess. I remember they made a big deal about this movie, and I believe this came out around the time of Martin's breakdown, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, do y'all remember that? Anyway, this movie is still just as hilarious as it was when I was younger, but with age, of course. I have noticed a lot of things in this film, and you know I have my thoughts. So let's get into it. So this movie starts out in the typical black movie fashion, the whole "you're probably wondering how I got here, stick around" thing they always do, showing you how the movie ends without context. And of course, they sprinkle in some narration for a little razzle dazzle. I mean, we love to see it. We are introduced to Darnell, played by Martin Lawrence, and let me say that I've always known that Martin was a small guy, but this movie really reminds you just how little he was. But baby, Darnell has the soul of a six-fold ninja, and he thinks he's God's gift to women. He's the man.
You's a vibe motherfucker.
So we go with Darnell to visit the many women he entertains. The first girl, Adrian, who you probably remember from Martin as one of Shanae's friends. In fact, there are a few Martin familiars in this film. Then he went to Nikki. She was a beautician and basically using him for VIP access in the club. That's basically all she cared about. He then goes to see Gwen Child. He's over there licking toes and shit while her kids are in the back. Her son's not having it though. He brings his sister in to get her diaper changed, and Darnell is appalled.
Oh, God.
Is that her smelling like that?
And why is his eye bloodshot red right here? In fact, it stays this way throughout the whole movie. Anyway, so after he visits his many women, he heads down to the club. And this is where we meet his friend T, played by Bobby Brown. I gotta admit, I really like him in this movie. They play really well off of each other, and honestly, if Bobby didn't have so much going on during this time, he would have made a great actor, especially in comedies or films like this one. Okay, so T is another version of Darnell. He is desperately trying to get out of this traffic ticket by flirting with this officer, and she's not trying to hear it.
What is all this? No,
I'm dealing with the time, you know what I'm saying,
step
baby?
back, because you are in my space.
I want you to...
He tries to bribe her with VIP tickets. Now, I ain't never been a clubber, so I really don't know. Were VIP tickets this important back then? Anyway, so T tries to get Chocolate City's owner, Smitty, to pay for another one of his parking tickets, and it's a hard no from him. So Smitty needs more chocolate in Chocolate City and tells T and Darnell that if they can pull that off, then he will make them partners and part owners of the club. So later, while Darnell and T go outside to talk, Darnell sees Brandy, played by Lynn Whitfield, come out of a neighboring store, and he's instantly put in a trance. Now listen, I am convinced that Lynn Whitfield has in every contract that no matter who she plays, they can't be broke. Cause Miss Mama is always looking like money. Anyway, T decides to step to the plate, and his approach sucks ass.
Watch this. How you doing, baby?
How am I doing, baby?
Excuse me. Most men would have called you stuck up. Looking all like a Barbie doll. That was it.
Yeah, you saying that cause she didn't swoon from that weak ass line you spit out. So Darnell tries to smooth things over by apologizing for T, but T said what he said.
For you. Look, he didn't mean nothing by that.
Yes, I did.
He just, fell on his head as a baby, so he's just been a little rattled ever since.
I see. Well, maybe I should arrange for him to fall on his head again so he can get unrattled.
Brandy matched this energy real quick. So again, Darnell decides to push out another VIP pass and insists that she come to the club. She declines, but we shall see if she sticks to that later. So later on, Darnell goes to visit his mom, played by Della Reese, a whole legend, by the way. He goes to sneak some money in her purse, and is it me or is this the same house as always in all the LA hood classics? Soon after, Darnell's sister, Erica, played by Melinda Williams, comes in from school. She's always played super young characters. Anyway, she's super excited about being asked to prom. Instantly, Darnell goes into big brother mode, asking her who asked her to prom.
I got asked to the senior prom.
You did? Oh, that's so...
By who?
None of your business, boy.
No.
So she tells him she's going with a boy named Rodney Smalls, and Darnell's antennas go up because he knows that Rodney Smalls' brother is a player, and he instantly tries to shut Erica's prom dreams down. But his mama sets him straight.
Mama, do you know Cleophas' brother, he make more honeys, Mama, than...
The one who I'm looking at right now, huh?
Thank you.
He instantly feels tag teamed and delivers a final suggestion, but then his mama gets into that ass.
Now don't you get me started on you. Miss Jacqueline and Miss Suzanne and Miss Rita and Miss LaCusha.
Miss Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Delisha.
Keep calling on my phone looking for you. Why you keep giving these women my phone number?
Ma, if they call you bugging you gonna tell them go straight to hell.
And honestly, why was his trifling ass stressing his mama out by giving women her phone number? These women were probably getting cussed smooth out every single time. That was a coward move. He could have at least got a separate line for their ass, or, be honest with them when he lost interest to prevent all of this. Anyway, his mother decides to give him a warning.
You listen to me. Your ways are gonna catch up with you one day. A night full of passion can give you a lifetime of pain.
And you already know Darnell is not trying to hear that shit. But then Erica blows up his spot by telling him that his childhood sweetheart, Mia, is coming home and his energy shifts. So we go back to Chocolate City and Darnell is making his rounds. He runs into Nikki, who demands a dance.
I'm still waiting on you to ask me to dance.
Oh, whoa, baby, I can't dance with you until I can dance.
When you get a chance. Nigga, I don't know what hole you got me confused with, but I ain't the one for you to be putting to the side like this.
Baby, Nikki is not the one. He then runs into Adrian, and her little shy self is a mess.
I'm saying on the dance floor.
So while T and Darnell are sitting and talking to each other, in comes Miss Brandy. And baby, Miss Brandy looked good. I bet Lynn was like, I'll play the crazy woman, but make her elevated. I'm telling you, it's in the contract. So Darnell decides to go over and kick some game. It's a cat and mouse situation. Darnell offers her champagne on the house, but baby Brandy sees right through him.
I don't know what you're selling, but I'm not buying.
I believe this is when it became a game for Darnell. She became a challenge for him, and child, look at how she was dancing. Even the dance moves are giving luxury. And this dude don't know what's going on. So during this, T and Darnell make a bet. T bets that Darnell won't or can't have sex with Brandy, and Darnell accepts the challenge. While making the bet, he ends up losing sight of Brandy for a sec.
Where'd she go? She maxed out.
So Darnell chases after her and is able to get her license plate number. So sometime later, while Darnell is trying to sweet talk these three, Mia, played by Regina King, walks up behind him. Also, Peaches is not too far behind. And we like Peaches. She saw Darnell for who he was. It's established early on that Mia and Darnell have a deep connection. Darnell completely melts for Mia. His behavior instantly changes around her. He tells Mia he has some work to do, but will connect with them in a little bit. He even makes a small request.
Man, you promise you gonna wait for me?
So sometime after, Darnell meets up with Manny, the booster, played by Faison Love, and this whole interaction is so cringe, but really shows how some men think. So Darnell is trying to get him some fits for the Lolo and tries to negotiate.
Motherfucker, we in the alley. Smell like piss and oil. Man. Come on, man.
So in exchange for the shirts, Manny wants Darnell to hook him up with some girl named Sydney Darnell tries to convince him that he shouldn't pursue her, but it's only because he already has. Yet and still.
Hello, that motherfucker, that nigga. Yeah. I love you.
That's her pass, though. You looking, you gonna hook it up?
$45.
$45.
I'll hook you up.
Just nasty. So later on, Darnell and T are leaving the club and they're talking about Nikki. Apparently, she got drunk last night and started claiming Darnell in front of Mia and Peaches, so Darnell has decided to X her off of the VIP list. T then starts to tease Darnell, saying Mia's been in the service for a while and probably has got used to Top Gun men, trying to get under Darnell's skin and shit. He then reminds him of the bet.
But you need to be worried about is the mystery woman. Say, I got it handled.
I hope so.
Okay.
So later, Darnell is with Mia and she's showing him how she looks in her uniform.
I salute you with both hands.
He surprises her with some juju bees. He's so thoughtful with her. Like, why didn't he just put all his time into her and the club and cut out the others? Could have saved himself so much trouble. He insinuates the reason she wants to re-enlist into the service is because of a man, but she sets him straight.
If I re-enlist, it's because it'll be the best thing for me.
That's all the brother wanted to know, that's all.
Then there's a knock on the door, and it's Reggie, played by Miguel Nunez. Apparently, him and Mia are dating.
Is that you, Reggie?
Yeah. I'm out here trying to get past your little doorman.
Darnell is bothered. He goes to snatch his keys, all the while Reggie is flaunting his Porsche, and then Darnell starts bragging about owning the club. Child, it's a mess. Not even a full 24 hours after leaving Mia, he's off to pursue Brandy. He shows up to her job, uninvited, with a big bouquet of flowers. She still doesn't know him at this point, and here his simple ass go. He done found out where she worked, her government name, and everything off of their license plate.
I only came here because I haven't been able to think of anything or anyone since I met you.
Boy, you was just in your feelings about Mia and Reggie. Anyway, so he's trying to spit some game while he can, but she's still not trying to hear it. He then makes the mistake of knocking over her Lalique crystal elephant, and she goes off. Soon after, security finally shows up to kick him out. I'm glad he wasn't a real threat, because they slick took forever.
Show you how much they care about you, they ain't even give you no gun. Your flashlight cops. I see you. I see you.
If that wasn't bad enough, he then decides to set up a showing for a house that is completely out of his tax bracket. Now, not only are you wasting her time, you're also playing with her money. Are you serious? So he has his friend pose as his driver. Brandy doesn't know what to think, child.
Is he going to get out?
As soon as I open the door.
So she's showing him the house, and he could care less. He's just watching her. As she goes into one of the rooms, she notices a crystal baby bird. Turns out Darnell planted the baby bird for her. I bet he got it from his booster friend Manny. So this is where Brandy decides to get straight to the point with him.
I have an MBA from Harvard. I run my own business. There's nothing that you can buy from me that I can't buy for myself, so don't waste my time.
So he finally admits that he can't afford the house. I think she knows that by now. So he insists that she's the one playing games because when he tried to come to her direct, she wasn't trying to hear it. So he decided to go all out. Now, it would be one thing if he approached her with the same care as he does Mia, but he approached her the same way that he approaches the others, like a game. But Brandy eventually lets her guard down and decides, hell, why not? I'll let this man humor me. So of course, it's montage time. We see them at an art gallery. She's trying to introduce Darnell to some culture. We see them out to lunch where Brandy runs into some colleagues. And why is this man trying to dap them up? Bruh, what is you doing? We even get him taking her to his hood, and Brandy was nervous. But I'm not sure why, because everybody know the closer to the hood, the better the food. This is not up for debate. She even takes him out to a more refined club, I guess. Like, it generally seems like they are having a good time and getting to know each other. This is a whole lot of effort for a bet. She even takes him horseback riding, and this is probably the closest he's gotten to death in his whole entire life.
Whoa, motherfucker, whoa, horsey, whoa, motherfucker, oh, yeah.
So while she's trying to coach him on how to ride a horse, Darnell sees this as an opportunity to try to seduce her, and baby Brandy is not going for it.
What?
Hold it.
What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of?
You. She's afraid of your ass, and with great reason. So Darnell insists that she's the one playing games, and baby, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black?
People always disappoint you. Especially men, especially men. No, I don't trust you, please.
So Brandy calls the date off and tells him that he should head back to the stable because this is not what she wants.
Please, if you buck, I'm knocking you the fuck out.
So we fast forward to Mia and Darnell playing basketball, and she's tearing his ass up. He's saved by the hunk of Reggie's Porsche, and of course, Darnell is hating.
How's your little partner?
I know you ain't tripping because Reggie came over.
I ain't tripping. You ain't see me fall no motherfucking way.
Child, all I hear is Riley from the Boondocks when she talks now. So he decides to ask her if she trusts him, and I really liked her answer.
Trust me.
Yeah, I trust you. I trust you to do exactly what you're gonna do. I trust you because I don't expect you to do anything different but be Darnell.
Basically, I trust you not to be anything other than what you're presenting to me. No fairy tales, just truth. And the crazy thing is, it took her saying this to spark something in his mind that maybe he needs to change. I think this is where things started to shift for him because he really loved Mia. And when someone you love says something like that, that could be the push to change. But let's see what happens. So we go to T, who's holding auditions for dancers. And baby, Bobby Brown is a damn clown, okay? I'm trying to see, is this a party or an audition? Either way, I would have loved to be there. And obviously the audition went well because baby, Chocolate City was lit that night. On second thought, maybe I would have wanted to be on the VIP list. Sometimes I wish I would have been grown during these times. It must have been a good time. Anyway, so we go back to Darnell walking around the club, looking proud at him and T's hard work, until Nikki shows up, mad about being taken off the VIP list. While he's fussing with Nikki, he sees Brandy coming in the club and he goes over to ask her why she's there. So Brandy has a change of heart and calls Darnell her man, but Darnell is not trying to hear that because he believes that if he were in fact her man, they'd be having sex by now. Giving real red flag energy. They both are at this point. And while they are talking, Mia and Reggie come over to speak. He tries to introduce them to Brandy, but just like a woman, Brandy senses the energy between Mia and Darnell, and she also senses that she may have a competitor and she pays Mia dust, being mad rude. Another indicator that she has a whole other side to her. As Mia and Reggie walk away, Darnell decides to plant one more seed for Brandy.
I'm not playing games. If you ain't ready to take it to that other level, stop wasting my time.
So Darnell's trash ass goes to dance with Mia, and Brandy sees this, and we, again, see a glimpse of her not so stable side. Guess she didn't see Darnell get put in his place by Reggie on the dance floor though. This was subtle, but really funny. I never noticed this before. Later on in the night, Mia decides to tell Reggie that she's not looking for anything other than friendship. At least she was honest with him. Somewhat. And why was this boy snooping in on them? Just all in their Kool-Aid. He should have been paying more attention to this guy who is mad because this other man took his spot in front of the dancers. And things go left quickly. T goes over to handle him, and then Darnell shows up to get this dude in line. And I don't believe for not 1 second that these dudes would have whooped this giant of a man. Be for real now. Anyway, after the fight, Mia tries to check on Darnell and console him, but of course he's being a dick. His pride is hurt. So after the club closes, all the guys are hanging out together, singing the blues, and they have a discussion about women and how women are freakier than men. And if men can avoid saying I love you to them, then they can basically keep screwing them without expectations or responsibilities getting in the way. But really, this whole conversation is full of toxic masculinity. They see women as obstacles and not partners. This can't be healthy. So while they're having this dumb conversation, Darnell gets a message from Brandy and he skedaddles while T reminds him one more time of the bet. While Brandy is waiting for Darnell to arrive, she starts hyping herself up, trying to fight against the anxiety she's feeling about having sex with him. So he finally gets there, and baby, even the lingerie is giving luxury. Girl, it's in the contract. I don't care what y'all say. So anyway, they take a seat on the couch and start to talk. She begins to tell Darnell that she heard him the day they went horseback riding and at the club, and how she wants to tell him the truth. And the whole time she's talking, he's not listening. He sees his goal is near and every word is going right above his head. She's being completely honest and vulnerable with him, and he could care less. And she's asking all the right questions, but he's clearly lying to her.
Darnell, is there someone? What? Do you have feelings for anybody?
Yes. Yes, he does.
It would not be good for me to be hurt.
Oh, but it gets worse.
And do you love me?
I love you.
Now, this is where he fucked up. He went against his own rule in order to win, and it's going to cost him dearly. So, of course, she gives him some, and he acts like this isn't the 356th woman that he's had relations with this year. And Brandy, simple as, decides that this is a fine time to tell this man that she killed her ex-husband. She knew what she was doing here. And then she got on top. Girl, we see you. So after he got some and finally won the bet, he breaks his neck to call T and tell him he won the bet. He was so busy trying to gloat to T that he didn't hear Brandy come downstairs. She scares the crap out of him. He has to quickly make up a lie.
So what did you hit?
Oh, that was T. We was talking about a little softball game back in '76.
Oh.
Yeah, motherfucker had hit a home run out the park, you know what I mean?
It wasn't even an hour later, and this fool is already thinking of a way out. Was the bet worth it?
I trust you. I trust you to do exactly what you're gonna do.
I think not. So the next day, Smitty tells Dee and Darnell that he is seriously considering making them partners. As Smitty is going to his car, Darnell stops him to ask him about his wife and if he ever considers stepping out. Darnell really thought that all men were like him. I think he was looking for Smitty to justify him being how he was, but baby, Smitty spoke some real shit to him.
Ain't a day goes by I don't see some little bouquet that I wouldn't mind taking a peek at. But man, when I think about what me and Shirley got going, ain't nothing worth going in that for. The older your mind gets, the better choices your dick makes.
Then Brandy shows up yet again in her personal limo and knocks all that good advice right out of his head by promising Darnell a shopping spree.
What my dick thinking?
So baby, Brandy takes him to get his tailored suits and other shit that he don't want, at least not from her. Brandy is talking cash money, talking about buying him a club anywhere around the world. I mean, giving real sugar mama energy. She then requests that he takes the limo and do what he needs to do, and later come back to join her for dinner since it's her birthday. And Darnell, yet again, gives her an empty promise.
Well, since it's your birthday, brother be back? Yeah, brother be back?
And why does it have to be because it's her birthday? I mean, if you like her like you pretending to, then it wouldn't have to be for a specific reason. And I wish you would have caught that. So we fast forward to Darnell coming to his mom's house to see his sister go off to prom. Erica's hair is so cute here, and his mama was a mess. This is gonna be me in a couple of years, y'all, between tears.
Give it to me. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's so good. Ah, yes. Give it to me.
Soon after, Erica's date, Rodney, shows up in a station wagon, child, and Darnell uses this time to give Rodney the lowdown about his sister. And of course, he threatens him with the whole treat my sister right thing. But my guy, you think there isn't younger guys just like you who have the same thought process when it comes to women? You doing all this dirty shit to women, but no, not your mama. No, not your sister. Yeah, your mama, your sister, and your cousin too. They not exempt because you say so. Anyway, so as they see Erica off, baby, the way his mama's face shifts from love to pure disgust when she looks at Darnell was hilarious.
So you got yourself a rich one this time, huh?
He tries to shake her off, but then she swiftly blows his cover.
Well, do you know that Mia's going back into the Air Force?
That whole ladies man facade goes right out the window, and he heads straight to Mia and Peaches. And baby, Peaches is a great cousin, the voice of reason, okay? Because she was never there for Darnell.
Ignore his ass, me.
And a limo, right quick, all right? I'll run you down in there.
That's all right. I'd rather walk.
I'm not talking to you.
It don't matter.
He asks Mia if it's true she's going back into the service, and Mia doesn't want to talk to him. He insists that he cares and truly wants to know. So Mia decides to hear him out, and Peaches is not feeling her decision.
You're wasting your time, Mia.
She ain't wasting her time. You better stop feeding that old negative bullshit.
You know, whatever.
She with this man.
Stupid nigga.
What?
Stupid nigga.
So Mia asked about the limo and the suit. Darnell tries to lie about it, but of course he can't seem to lie to Mia, so he tells her that Brandy got him all the stuff and he could care less about it. Now Mia does not believe him, so to convince her, he starts throwing out all the things that Brandy got for him. Justin wasted the poor lady's money and time. So while he's out romancing Mia, Brandy is setting up her birthday dinner for him, child. So we go back to Mia and Darnell, and they're reminiscing about when they were young. Darnell has a moment of vulnerability and tells Mia that he never thought he could be with one woman. He decides to ask her this.
Back in the day when we were younger, could I have had you?
See, even the way he asked that bothered me. He could have said that better. Like, do you think we would have been together? Or something like that. He's still talking like she's an obstacle. She tells him that it's crossed her mind, but she never thought he was ready. It's then that Darnell tells her that he's ready, and they decide to go for it. Me personally, I wouldn't trust nothing that came out of his mouth. But during all this, Brandy's getting more and more agitated because Darnell hasn't showed up. So we go back to Mia and Darnell. Darnell doesn't want the night to end, so he insists that she let him in for a drink.
Come on. You know I just don't want it to end yet. Okay. What?
Just for some Fruitopia.
Did they just say Fruitopia? Listen, Fruitopia used to hit, especially with the warm grandma's cinnamon roll. You know, the ones from school. The fruit punch was good, but that green one slapped. But anyway, I guess Brandy finally got the hint that he wasn't coming, or the driver snitched on his ass, because she finally accepts reality and she is pissed. So it's the next morning and Mia and Darnell are just getting up and there's a knock at the door. No one is there, but somebody left a birthday cake with a knife lodged into it on the porch. Now, who could have possibly done that? The mystery. Mind you, the driver is still outside. He done seen this man go to his mama's house, Peach's house, seen this man throw out all the clothes she bought for him, seen him and Mia go back in the house together, everything. And what's so crazy is that after he dumps the cake and hides it in the trash, he goes right back inside like everything's cool, asking for breakfast. Child, you in danger, boy. He finally makes it back over to Brandy's and immediately starts with the bullshit. Did he even greet her? I don't even think he said good morning, just came in on some bullshit.
I don't know how to say this.
You don't have to say anything. We had fun while it lasted.
Hey, look, maybe we just be friends, be real cool, real tight like that,
Couldn't agree with you more. I was starting to get very bored.
Before he leaves, he drops off the knife she left at Mia's and walks away. So Darnell decides to cut off all the women he was entertaining. He goes to see Nikki, who slaps the shit out of him. I still think she was more mad about not being on the VIP list. He goes to see Gwen with the kids, and her son tells him to step. He was making all those promises to these women and their kids, and he meant none of them, leaving a trail of broken hearts. And this is a prime example of when a man is serious about you, you will know, because he was very serious about Mia, and he wasted no time doing what he needed to do. It just sucks that he hurt so many women along the way. Child, Mia got him doing things he ain't never did before, like leaving her sweet messages.
I was giving you a call. To let you know I was thinking about you.
Oh, but wait. This is when things start to get interesting, because the next morning he wakes up to the smoke detector going off. And why is it going off? Baby Brandy's non-cooking ass is burning the Wright's bacon. Expensive as that shit is, this is just tragic. Now, how she got in the house is the question. And did the driver tell her where he stayed too? So, while arguing with her and telling her to get out of his house, he pushes her into a wall, and instantly we see a switch go off in Brandy. Baby, why did he do that? He's about to fuck around and find out soon enough. So Darnell thinks it's an ordinary day. He's at the cleaners getting his clothes, comes out thinking everything's cool, but then... It's not.
What happened to your clothes?
Too much motherfucking starch.
And then the most disturbing thing, Brandy beats herself up with an orange and a door. Goes to the hospital and has them call him saying that Mia is in the hospital. So Darnell is distraught thinking something has happened to Mia. He goes to the hospital, damn near kills this guy. So he rushes up into the hospital to find that it's Brandy, not Mia.
What happened to you?
You didn't have to do that, Darnell. You know how much I love you.
She then presses the call button, and baby, she gives the performance of a lifetime.
No, they made me do it. I didn't want to do it. Please forgive me. Darnell, forgive me.
Oh,
Please
you
don't
gonna play a
hurt me.
motherfucker like it? Oh, you gonna stop playing motherfucker? You choking me, man. Fine.
Baby, Brandy is certified. Okay? But thankfully, they don't place any charges on him. He runs to his mama, the same woman he didn't listen to over and over again. He thinks he's safe here, but no. This interaction is so funny to me.
You know what? You fucking loco. You out your mind. You know, first that old bullshit at the hospital. Now you gonna bring that shit around my house? What the fuck is wrong with you? You throw a fucking brick through my knee, son.
Then here comes Mama. And baby, she wasn't going.
Mama?
Oh, little mama's boy. And you better believe that I will bust your head wide open.
Just think that if he would have never taken on that bet, never lied to Brandy, and made her think he was serious about her, he could have avoided all of this. But wait, there's more. So he takes his ass to the police station to get a restraining order against Brandy. Baby, tell me why Brandy got his ass in front of the damn police station.
Short my motherfucking car.
Oh, she broke my shit down in front of the police station. Oh, she broke me down to my brake pads. Oh, look at my rear view shit. Officers, where's the fucking justice?
And you know she petty, cause she got him for 3 tires, not 4. Oh, she was on a hating mission. And then after all of this, he had the nerve to hang out with Mia and have her outside, all vulnerable, unaware of the danger he's putting her in, got her riding around in the same car that's been destroyed by Brandy.
You cold?
Oh, no. Fine.
Are you serious? Baby, Brandy must have had surveillance on Darnell, because she calls him on the car phone and tells him to ditch Mia or she'll hurt her. He tries to play it off like the call is from T. This guy should be really terrified by now, because Brandy is not taking it easy on his ass. So after all of this, Darnell makes the decision to let Mia go to protect her from Brandy. He doesn't want to do this, but he'd rather Mia be safe if anything. And my thing is, why wasn't he honest with her? Like, you just making it worse. So we fast forward to him and Mia at the club, and he pulls Mia to the side and makes up a bullshit lie about him needing a break and how things are moving too fast. Mia instantly picks up on his BS, but Darnell walks away before she can see through him completely. Later on in the night, Smitty tells Darnell that he officially wants to bring him and T on as partners. And Darnell would have been more excited if he wasn't currently going through his fatal attraction situation. But yeah, this is great news. Mia ends up seeing him sulking by himself, and to avoid the risk of her seeing through his lie, he pulls this random girl over to talk to him so that Mia can see he's still on his player shit and won't know the truth, that Brandy got his ass spooked out here in these streets. So later on, he's by himself at the basketball court. And my thing is, did he have a plan? Was he just gonna let Brandy continue to stalk him and blow up his life? Like, was there a plan to fix this, or could he even fix it really? I mean, he did create the monster, so I don't know. So while Darnell is sulking, we go back to T, who is desperately looking for Darnell. Now, Peaches, being the good sister she is, she tries to send him on his way, but T tells her that the true reason Darnell dumped Mia was to protect her from Brandy. So Mia and T decide to go looking for Darnell together. So as Darnell returns home, I guess, one of his boys from the club stops him to tell him that there's an emergency happening at the club.
Put your window down, man. Man, you see any damn windows in the front of this car, man? We gotta get to the club, man.
Baby, Brandy done set the club on fire. She is blowing up his life, literally.
Now, maybe I should know better, but you tell me how 1 minute I can have people partying in my club, and the next minute I got water damage, fire damage, smoke damage, and this is some freaky shit.
Poor Smitty, he done got caught up in Darnell's shit. I would have been hella pissed. So Darnell leaves and sets out to find Brandy and kick some ass. T and Mia arrive to the club shortly after, and T suggests that Darnell might kill Brandy, so they set out to stop him. Baby, rightfully so. Darnell is pissed, but he must have left his common sense at the club because his ass just busts into Brandy's house, not thinking that maybe she got some traps set out for him. And she does.
Brandy!
So Brandy has Darnell tied all up, and she's talking king shit.
Dog. You're mad dog, to be exact. And do you know what they do with mad dogs?
Know what they do with mad dogs?
They shoot mad dogs.
Maybe even the gun is giving luxury. It's in the contract. Tell me I'm lying. Anyway, Brandy is still mad about her birthday. She has a little Ike Turner moment.
We're gonna have my birthday cake.
But baby, let's not act like Brandy wasn't speaking straight facts though.
Let me tell you something. We are not your bitches, your hookers, your whores, or your honeys. You know what? We do just fine without your dick or your money.
But Darnell ain't trying to hear this shit at all. He still doesn't see his wrongs.
I don't know how the fuck you gonna get me upstairs, huh? Cause I ain't walking up that motherfucker.
Oh, you're not public?
Ah!
So his ass does what's best for himself and wobbles upstairs to the bathroom. She tells him to get into the tub, but he resists. Now, why did he do that?
I ain't getting in no motherfucking tub.
Get in the tub!
Oh!
And now that he's shot, he wants to apologize. But man, the damage has been done. It's far too late for that. Then Brandy decides to humor him by saying how she was once a good girl and how she married her ex-husband for all the right reasons, but he still did what Darnell did to her, and she came to the conclusion that men can't be trusted. She then admits that she caught him cheating and then electrocuted his ass, as she in turn tries to do the same thing to Darnell, but he ends up hopping out of the tub before she could. They end up fighting over the gun for a bit before he runs to another room. During this, T and Mia finally arrive. Brandy ends up scoping them out from up above, and baby, they don't understand the assignment. First of all, T is being all loud on the 911 call and talking slow as hell.
911. It's an emergency over here.
And for Mia to be a part of the Air Force, baby, she used not one of her combat skills. I mean, not one. Her antennas were completely shut down.
Get upstairs.
Meanwhile, Darnell is practicing his knife skills. As Mia and Brandy get into the room he's in, he hides and is nowhere to be found. But as Brandy threatens to shoot Mia, he jumps out and surprise, we are officially at the scene from the start of the movie. They struggle with the gun and somehow end up falling out of the window into the pool below. And their narration starts again. So we fast forward to Darnell in the hospital, surrounded by Mia, his mama, and his sister, and even Smitty. I just noticed him in the background. They consoling his stupid ass. Let's hope he finally learned his lesson. But one thing that I still hate about this movie is the ending. I hate how they just created this one-line resolution for Brandy and then ended the movie like it was an episode of New York Undercover. I mean, look at this shit. This is not how you end a movie. But yeah, that's the end, y'all. And here are my final thoughts. Darnell deserved that shit. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. He was out here thinking that all these women were tokens, or as I said before, like obstacles. Once he felt like he had one, he moved on to another and another. When T and Darnell came across a woman like Brandy, they didn't know how to approach her. The same sorry lines that they used on other women did not work for her. So while T instantly called it a loss, Darnell saw Brandy as a challenge. The night that Brandy first came to the club and rejected his advances, that's the night that it became a game to him. How can I have this woman? What do I have to say? What kind of man do I have to be? And he could care less about this woman. He just wanted to be able to say he broke her or he had her. Like I said before, this was a lot of energy for a bit. You are showing up at her job, buying her Lalique crystal statues, spitting good game. I mean, talking cash money, okay? All the while you are madly in love with a whole nother girl. From Brandy's perspective, she's seeing this man pursue her heavy, going completely out of his way for her attention. Why would she think he wasn't serious? And Brandy kept it real. She told him about her ex, told him about her trust issues. Before they had sex, she asked him the important questions like, are you serious about me? Do you need me? Do you desire me? I can't be hurt. It would be bad for me to be hurt. But no, all Darnell saw was an end goal of winning the bet and not taking into account the damage he was going to do to this lady. Not even an hour after having sex, he was completely over her and only lingered because of the perks that came with her, like the shopping spree. He gladly spent her money, knowing full and well that he couldn't stand her. He took her driver, her personal driver now, to his mama's house, Peach's house. The driver saw him and Mia go into her house together and everything. When I say this man was sloppy and didn't care, he did not care. So when everything was found out and he decided he wanted to be more serious with Mia, he never thought about the repercussions of that. He never considered how this would hurt her, Nikki, Gwen, and her kids. Nobody. He just figured that everything would go his way and these women would just have to deal, and it's not always that clean cut and pretty. A lot of people die behind mind games, especially when love is in the mix. And Darnell found out the hard way, and he deserved it. There were a lot of selfish moves that he made, and his mama tried to warn him, but he didn't listen. Not until it was too late. And I'm not saying that Brandy did nothing wrong. Clearly, she needed healing. Intense healing. She had issues that should have been worked out long before she came across Darnell. But Darnell definitely pushed her and played with her mind, her love, her money, and her time. And that's not right. Period. But anyway, that's it for me, y'all. Thank you for watching, as usual. And hello to all the new subbies. I appreciate the support and the love. So tell me in the comments, are you Team Brandy or nah? See you next time, you guys. Bye.